All right, so maybe you're thinking about starting a coin collection,
Oh, yeah.
but you're not sure if you can make it happen without, breaking the bank.
Right.
And I get that completely.
Yeah. It's a common concern.
It is.
Yeah.
Luckily for us, though, we've got a stack of resources here
We do.
to help us kind of navigate this whole world of coin collecting on a budget.
Absolutely. And we've got a really good mix here, I think, of practical tips and some specific coin suggestions.
Yeah.
We've got a guide from CDN Publishing with 10 tips for collecting on a budget.
Nice.
A blog post from Colonial Acres Coins
Yeah.
that suggests some affordable coins and collections you can put together.
Great.
And even a YouTube video
Oh, cool.
from the Coin Geek, where an actual coin dealer shares his top picks for under $200.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like we have our own little personal guide
Yeah.
to finding some hidden treasures without, having to spend a fortune.
Right.
So by the end of this deep dive, hopefully everybody listening will have a solid plan for starting their own pretty impressive coin collection,
Absolutely.
no matter how much they're actually looking to spend.
Yeah. And, that planning aspect is something that CDN Publishing really emphasizes right off the bat.
Okay.
They recommend creating a collection plan with a clear budget and timeline before you buy anything.
Okay, so wait a minute. You're telling me
Yeah.
I should plan out my entire collection
Right.
before I even buy a single coin.
I mean,
Isn't that kind of like putting the cart before the horse?
Yes.
I'm all about diving in
Yeah.
and seeing what sparks my interest first.
I understand that, and there's definitely room for that exploration.
Yeah. Okay.
But what CDN Publishing, I think, is trying to get at is that, having some kind of roadmap helps you avoid overspending
Right.
and ending up with just this random assortment of coins.
Okay.
So think of it this way. Do you want to just have a bunch of mismatched puzzle pieces?
Yeah.
Or do you want to actually complete a picture that you're excited about?
I see what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I can see how a focused collection would be way more satisfying in the long run.
For sure.
Plus, it probably helps with that whole budget part, right?
Exactly. Having a plan keeps you on track.
Right.
And it helps you resist those impulse buys, which are so easy to make when you're first starting out and you're excited about a new hobby.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anything new, you just want to buy all the things.
Right. And then you're like, oh, wait, I have no place to put this, or this doesn't really fit.
Exactly, and I can't afford it. It doesn't fit all my money.
Yeah.
So CDN Publishing also had this fun little tip
Okay.
that they said, and it's buy a few coins before you buy the book.
I like that.
Which actually kind of speaks to my earlier point about diving in.
Yeah.
I love the idea of getting hands-on
Yeah.
and just experiencing those coins, firsthand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, holding those coins, feeling their weight,
Yeah.
examining the details. That's often what sparks a real passion for collecting.
Yeah.
Reading about them is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but actually experiencing them is something else entirely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of getting guidance,
Okay.
CDN Publishing also stressed the importance of finding a mentor,
Yes.
maybe a trusted coin dealer
Yeah.
or joining a local coin club.
Yeah. It's like having a seasoned explorer
Right.
guiding you through uncharted territory.
Totally.
A mentor can share their expertise, answer your questions,
Yeah.
and even warn you about potential pitfalls or scams.
Right. Because I'm sure there's a lot of that out there.
Oh, yeah. Especially as you get more advanced. There's counterfeits and
For sure.
things like that.
Yeah, you don't want to get tricked,
Okay.
especially when you're first starting out. And
Well-
plus, just being part of a community of collectors, it adds a whole other dimension to the hobby, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Sharing your passion with others.
Learning from their experiences and maybe even trading or selling coins.
Yeah.
It adds that social aspect that
Yeah.
really enriches the entire collecting journey.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, okay, planning and mentorship are crucial.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
But what about avoiding those impulse buys?
Okay.
CDN Publishing mentioned something called butt coins.
Yes.
What are those exactly?
Yes, the dreaded butt coins.
Okay.
These are coins that seem like a good deal at first,
Okay.
but they come with a bunch of caveats or compromises.
I see.
It's a rare date, BUT, it's in terrible condition,
Right.
or it's a great price, but UT, it might be fake, things like that.
Okay.
So basically, if you hear yourself saying but a lot when you're thinking about a coin,
Yeah.
it's probably a red flag.
It's a warning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it's better to wait for the right coin
Right.
that fits your plan and your budget
Mm-hmm.
than to settle for something that's ultimately going to disappoint you.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, all right, we've got our foundation,
Okay.
planning, mentorship, and being wary of those. But coins.
Yep.
Now let's get into like some actual affordable strategies.
Right. Let's do it.
So Colonial Acres Coins suggests starting small and being selective.
Okay.
And they actually highlight lower grade coins as a great entry point
Yeah.
for budget-conscious collectors.
I think that's such a great point because it challenges the assumption that you need to spend a lot of money
Yeah.
to get started.
Right.
Lower grade coins still hold historical significance.
Right.
And they can be surprisingly affordable.
Yeah.
So you can really build a substantial collection without overspending.
For sure.
Yeah. And they even give some specific examples,
Nice.
especially for Canadian coins.
Okay.
Early 20th century Canadian pennies, pre-1967 silver dimes and quarters,
Okay.
and King George VI nickels from the 1940s.
Okay, cool.
Those are all great options.
So like even for someone like me who doesn't know a ton about Canadian coins,
Yeah.
those are good starting points.
Exactly. Those coins allow you to connect with Canadian history without needing a huge budget.
Right.
They might not be the most glamorous,
Right.
but they're a great way to get started and learn the ropes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Colonial Acres Coins also emphasizes the importance of research.
Yes.
Like understanding coin values, grading, and historical context, even when you're collecting on a budget.
Right.
And they even recommend a specific resource, the Charlton Standard Catalog.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Okay, so I guess that's like the Bible for researching Canadian coins.
Pretty much. For Canadian coins, it's the go-to guide.
So even when you're on a budget, research is still key.
Absolutely. Research is essential no matter your budget.
Got it.
Because knowing how to identify coins, assess their condition, and understand their historical significance really empowers you as a collector.
Right.
It helps you avoid overpaying,
Okay.
spot potential bargains, and just truly appreciate the coins in your collection.
Yeah, for sure. So it's not just about like the money aspect.
Right.
It's about understanding what you're actually collecting.
Exactly. It's about the knowledge and the history
Yeah.
as much as it is about the financial value.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we've got a solid plan now for starting a coin collection on a budget,
Yeah, we're off to a good start.
along with some great starting points specifically for Canadian coins. Now let's kind of switch gears a little bit
Okay.
and get an insider's perspective
Right.
from a coin dealer.
Let's do it.
So the Coin Geek in his YouTube video focuses on finding value in U.S. coins
Okay.
under $200, particularly what he calls mid-century modern coins,
Oh,
mainly from the 20th century.
okay. I like it.
Yeah, so he has this really cool tip about scarcity.
Okay.
He says, coins you don't see often, especially if they're in good condition, can be fantastic value picks.
Right. It's not always about finding the rarest coins.
Yeah.
It's about finding ones that are undervalued or overlooked.
Interesting. But how do you even know, like, which coins are seen often or not?
That's a great question.
Like, it seems like there are so many variables.
There are, and that's where experience and research really come into play.
Okay.
The Coin Geek has been doing this for a while.
Right?
So he's got a pretty good feel for which coins are more common
Yeah.
or less frequently seen in good condition.
Okay.
He also emphasizes studying coin catalogs and price guides to get a sense of the market.
Okay, so it's not just about, like, knowing the names and dates of coins.
Right.
It's about understanding
Yeah.
their relative rarity and market value.
That's a whole other level of knowledge.
It is. It's like a whole
Yeah.
secret world
It is.
that we're diving into.
It's like learning to see beyond the surface
Okay.
and recognize those subtle factors that influence a coin's value.
Right.
That's what separates the seasoned collectors from the casual ones.
I see what you're saying.
You know?
So to make things even more interesting, the Coin Geek gives a couple of examples of these coins you don't see often.
Okay, like what?
Like the 1916S Lincoln cent in MS63 brown
Okay.
and the 1928D Lincoln cent in MS64 brown.
Okay.
Now, I gotta admit, I'm a little lost with those letters and numbers.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
What do they even mean?
Great question. So those letters and numbers refer to the coin's mint, mark, and grade.
Okay.
So the S on the 1916 Lincoln cent means it was minted in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The D on the 1928 Lincoln cent means it was minted in Denver.
Got it.
And those MS numbers refer to the coin's condition or grade. Think of it like a school report card for coins.
Okay.
So the higher the MS number, the better the condition.
So the higher the grade.
Exactly.
Right.
MS stands for mint state,
Okay.
which means the coin is uncirculated and still has its original luster.
Okay.
MS60 is considered uncirculated,
Mm-hmm.
but it might have a few noticeable marks or scratches,
Okay.
whereas MS70 is considered perfect,
Wow.
with no visible flaws even under magnification.
Okay, so that's like the holy grail
Pretty much.
of coin collecting?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's pretty detailed.
Yeah.
So when the Coin Geek is recommending those Lincoln cents
Yeah.
in MS63 and MS64 brown,
Mm-hmm.
he's basically saying they're in pretty good condition,
They're in decent shape.
but the copper hasn't stayed that bright, shiny red color over time.
Exactly. It's toned to brown
Okay.
through the years.
Got it.
But he even has another interesting tip about these brown coins.
Okay.
What's that? He suggests looking for coins with bright fields.
Bright fields.
Yeah, that's the background area of the coin, not the raised image.
Okay.
Even if the overall coin has toned to brown,
Mm-hmm.
this can make a big difference in how attractive it looks
I
in
see.
your collection.
So it's like those little details
Yeah.
that can really make a difference for experienced collectors.
Absolutely.
It makes me wonder what other tips he's got up his sleeve.
Why don't we dive back into his recommendations and see?
I'm ready. Let's go. Okay, so we've gotten some really great advice from the Coin Geek about finding those like undervalued US coins.
Yeah.
He's really looking for coins you don't see often, in good grades, especially in that mid-century modern range.
Mm-hmm.
But where do we even begin to look for these hidden gems?
Well, he dives into some specific recommendations.
Okay.
And this is where it gets really interesting,
Okay.
especially if you like coins with visual appeal.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about the challenge of finding attractive proof Jefferson nickels from the 40s and 50s.
Proof Jefferson nickels. Okay, so remind me what proof means again.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while since I've brushed up on my coin terminology.
Yeah, it's easy to get those terms mixed up.
Right.
Proof coins are special collector's versions.
Okay.
So they're struck multiple times with specially polished dies,
Oh.
which gives them a mirror-like finish
Okay.
and frosted details that really stand out.
I see.
And they were never meant for general circulation.
Okay, so they're like the VIPs of the coin world.
Yes.
Made specifically for collectors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And while proof coins are generally more expensive
Right.
than their regular circulated counterparts,
Yeah.
the Coin Geek suggests that certain proof Jefferson nickels from the 40s and 50s
Right.
might be undervalued,
Okay.
especially if they have what's called a cameo appearance.
Okay, now you're throwing another term at me. Cameo.
Yeah.
Is that like a cameo in a movie
Okay.
where some famous person just like pops in, makes a brief appearance?
Not quite,
Okay.
though it's a fun way to think about it.
Okay.
So on a proof coin, a cameo refers to the contrast
Okay.
between the frosted design elements and the mirror-like background.
Okay.
It's like the design is popping out of the coin.
I see.
A strong cameo can make a coin much more visually appealing.
Okay, so even though proof coins are already like shiny and special,
Yeah, they are.
a cameo effect takes it to a whole other level.
It takes it up a notch for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the Coin Geek specifically mentions a 1951 proof Jefferson nickel in proof 64 with cameo-like qualities as a potential value pick.
Nice.
And remember, proof 64 refers to its grade,
Yes.
meaning it's in pretty good condition for a proof coin.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, this is fascinating. It's like he's teaching us to look beyond just like the obvious.
Yeah.
And consider those subtle details.
Yes.
That can make such a big difference in a coin's value and appeal.
Absolutely. And he doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
He also points out that even high-grade regular Jefferson nickels
Oh, eh?
can be worthwhile additions to a collection, even if they're not proof coins.
Okay.
He uses the 1951 MS67 as an example.
Okay.
That MS67 means it's in exceptionally good condition for a coin that was circulated.
Okay, so it's like he's giving us multiple options here
Yeah.
for collecting Jefferson nickels, depending on our budget and preferences.
Exactly. He's not limiting us to one specific type or grade.
Okay.
He's encouraging us to explore different possibilities
Right.
and find what resonates with us.
Awesome. Now, remember how we talked about planning being so important?
Yes.
I'm kind of wondering how that plays into finding these hidden gems.
That's a great question.
Because it seems like it'd be really easy to get sidetracked
Oh, for sure.
by all these specific recommendations.
Absolutely. While it's important to be open to opportunities
Yeah.
and explore different avenues,
Mm-hmm.
it's equally important to stay true to your collection plan.
Right.
Remember, Having a plan helps you avoid those impulse buys
Right.
and ensures that your collection remains focused and cohesive.
It's like having a roadmap
Yes.
to guide you through a vast and sometimes overwhelming landscape.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And speaking of exploring different avenues,
Okay.
the Coin Geek introduces a concept called cherry picking.
Cherry picking.
Sounds delicious, right?
I know, right? Is that like looking for the best cherries in a bowl only with coins?
You got it.
Right.
It's all about searching for undervalued coins
Okay.
with specific varieties or features that might be overlooked by other collectors. So these aren't necessarily rare coins in the traditional sense,
Okay.
but they have something unique that makes them stand out.
So it's like finding a hidden gem in a pile of ordinary stones.
Exactly. You need a keen eye
Right.
and a bit of knowledge to spot those subtle variations.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to illustrate this concept, he brings up an example
Okay.
that might appeal to those who like little detective work.
Oh, fun.
He mentions the 1946 S. Washington quarter
Okay.
in MS 66 with a repunched mint mark, or RPM.
Repunched mint mark. Okay.
This means that during production, the mint mark,
Okay.
in this case the S for San Francisco,
Yeah.
was accidentally stamped twice,
Oh, wow.
leaving a slight overlapping or doubling effect.
I can't believe they would make a mistake like that.
Well, it happens.
I guess even the mint isn't perfect.
It's a reminder that coins are made by humans,
True.
and humans are prone to errors, even in a highly precise process.
That's true.
And these errors can actually increase a coin's value. Yeah, to collectors who specialize in varieties.
So it's like a little piece of history
Yeah,
that captures a moment in time when something unexpected happened at the mint.
precisely. And that's what makes coin collecting so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's a blend of history, artistry, economics, and even a touch of mystery.
I like a touch of mystery.
Yeah, keeps things interesting.
It does. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
We talked about planning mentorship, avoiding coins, finding undervalued coins, understanding grades,
Yeah.
and even cherry picking
Yes.
for those special varieties.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But it's all good stuff.
It is. But is there anything else that we can glean from the Coin Geek's expertise?
Oh, there's plenty more. Let's keep going.
I feel like we've already learned so much,
Oh, yeah.
but I have a feeling there's still more to uncover.
Oh, definitely.
What other insights can the Coin Geek offer to help us on our coin collecting journey?
Well, he spends a lot of time talking about coin grading. And that can be a really intimidating topic for someone just starting out.
Yeah, it's like a whole secret language.
Right.
With all those numbers and abbreviations.
It is, and it can definitely feel overwhelming.
I get why it's important.
Yeah.
But it's a lot to take in.
It is, but the Coin Geek acknowledges that.
Okay.
And he breaks it down in a way that I think makes it a little more approachable.
Okay, good.
He emphasizes that coin grading is really all about assessing a coin's condition and assigning it a numerical grade
Okay.
based on factors like wear and tear, luster, overall appearance.
So it's like a health check
Yeah,
for a coin,
exactly.
telling you how well it's aged over time.
That's a great way to put it. And he points out that it's a standardized system.
Okay.
So it's used across the entire numismatic market
Okay.
to ensure consistency and fairness.
Gotcha.
This helps to determine a coin's value,
Right.
and it makes it easier for collectors and dealers to communicate effectively.
Okay, so it's like a universal language.
Yes,
That everyone in the coin world understands.
exactly. And, the Coin Geek, having been in the business for a while,
Yeah.
really emphasizes using reputable grading services
Okay.
like PCGS and NGC.
Okay.
He says they're like the gold standard
Got it.
for ensuring accuracy and reliability.
That makes sense if you're going to invest in getting your coins graded.
Yeah,
You want to make sure it's done by experts who know what they're doing.
absolutely. These third-party grading services have really experienced numismatists on staff
Okay.
who evaluate coins based on those established industry standards.
Right.
They also encapsulate the graded coins in protective holders,
Oh, okay.
which helps to preserve their condition
Smart.
and provides a guarantee of authenticity.
So it's like a seal of approval
It is.
that gives you confidence in your investment.
Exactly. But even with grading, the Coin Geek reminds us that personal preference still matters.
Okay, so it's not all about chasing those like super high grades.
Right. While high-grade coins are generally more valuable, he encourages collectors to acquire coins that they find personally appealing
Okay.
and historically significant, regardless of their grade.
That's actually really reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
It takes some of the pressure off
Yeah.
and reminds me that coin collecting is ultimately about enjoyment and personal connection.
Absolutely. It's about building a collection that reflects your unique tastes and interests.
Yeah.
Not just a collection of high-priced trophies.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got planning mentorship,
Yeah.
understanding grades, and embracing our own personal preference.
Right.
What other gems of wisdom does the Coin Geek have for us?
Well, he dives into something that I find particularly fascinating.
Oh, what's that?
Coin photography.
Coin photography. Is that really a thing?
It absolutely is, and the Coin Geek is a master of it.
Huh.
He uses professional equipment and lighting
Wow.
to capture the beauty and detail of coins in just stunning clarity.
You know, I never really thought about it, but
Yeah.
you're right. Taking good pictures of coins must be its own art form.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're dealing with such tiny details
Right.
and subtle variations in texture and color.
Yeah, you have to really know what you're doing.
So not only are his photographs really visually stunning,
Yeah.
but they also serve as valuable educational tools.
They
Because they allow us to really appreciate
Mm-hmm.
those intricate details and historical significance
Exactly.
that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So for someone like me just starting out,
Yeah.
do I need fancy equipment to take good pictures of my coins?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
The Coin
well-
Geek actually encourages anyone to give it a try,
Okay.
even without professional gear.
Cool.
He recommends using natural light whenever possible
Okay.
and experimenting with different angles and backgrounds
Mm-hmm.
to find what works best.
So it's more about creativity and having a good eye
Yeah,
than it is about having expensive equipment.
exactly. He even suggests using a macro lens
Okay.
or a smartphone with a macro setting
Oh.
to capture those fine details.
Awesome.
But even beyond the technical aspects,
Yeah.
he emphasizes something really important:
What's that?
sharing your passion with others.
I love that.
Yeah,
Coin collecting doesn't have to be like a solitary pursuit.
it doesn't.
It can be about connecting with other people
Yeah,
who share your interests.
exactly. He believes that sharing coin photos is a great way to teach and inspire others.
Yeah.
Especially those who might be new to the hobby.
Right.
It's about spreading the joy of numismatics
Yeah.
and keeping this fascinating tradition alive.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the basics of planning and budgeting
Yeah.
to those more advanced strategies like cherry picking and even the art of coin photography.
It's a lot.
It is. What else can we learn from the Coin Geeks experience?
Well, he shares some insights into what's helped him become successful
Okay.
as a coin dealer and collector.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of that is building relationships.
Okay.
He emphasizes networking
Okay.
with other collectors, dealers, experts in the field.
It's like any other field connections and relationships can open doors and create opportunities.
Exactly. The Coin Geek says those relationships provide access to valuable information,
Right.
potential mentorship, and a sense of community.
It makes sense experienced collectors can offer guidance.
Yeah.
They can share their knowledge and even alert you to interesting coins or deals.
For sure. And beyond the practical benefits,
Yeah,
building those connections adds a social dimension to the hobby.
it does.
It's about sharing your passion with others who understand and appreciate it.
Okay, so networking is important. What else does the Coin Geek emphasize?
He talks a lot about integrity and ethical conduct,
Okay.
which is crucial at any field, but especially in coin collecting.
Right, with so much history and value tied to these objects,
Yeah.
it's easy to see how things could go wrong without a strong ethical foundation.
Exactly. The Coin Geek believes that honesty and fairness are essential, not just for building a successful business, but also for maintaining the overall integrity
Right.
of the numismatic community.
It's about building trust and making sure everyone feels confident and respected.
Absolutely. And along with integrity, he emphasizes patience and persistence.
Oh, so it's not always about like instant gratification.
Right. Finding those rare and valuable coins often takes time,
Yeah.
research, and a willingness to explore different avenues.
It's a process.
It is. He says it's not about getting lucky.
Mm-hmm.
It's about putting in the effort
Yeah.
and staying dedicated to your collecting goals.
So it's like any other pursuit, really.
It is.
Success comes from dedication and a willingness to learn and grow.
Exactly. And he reminds us that coin collecting is a lifelong learning experience.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the world of numismatics is vast.
Yeah.
And it's always evolving with new discoveries and insights emerging all the time.
It never gets boring.
It really doesn't.
That's awesome.
So it's not about reaching a certain point and then stopping. It's about continuous growth and exploration.
I like that.
Yeah, he encourages collectors to stay curious, Embrace new challenges and never stop learning. It's about the journey as much as the destination.
I love that this deep dive into the CoinGeeks world has been truly enlightening.
Oh, good.
We've covered so much ground,
We have.
and I feel like we've gained so many valuable insights,
Yeah.
not just into the practical and strategic aspects of coin collecting, but also like the philosophical side of it too.
Yeah. It's more than just buying and selling coins.
It is.
It's about the history, the artistry, the community.
Totally. And he's shown us that it's a hobby with real depth and richness,
It is.
offering something for everyone,
Yeah,
regardless of your budget or experience level.
absolutely.
And most importantly, he's reminded us that it's a passion,
Yes.
a pursuit of knowledge and beauty, and a way to connect with the past.
So well said.
So as we wrap up this incredible deep dive,
Yep.
what final words of wisdom do you have for our listeners?
I would just encourage everyone to take the plunge.
Yeah.
Explore the world of coins, find your niche, and embrace the journey.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Happy collecting, everyone.